Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh. Or not. Adventure time!
हाँ भाई गुड 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 यूट्यूब बेटर है हाँ तो मैं तो पूछ रहा सी भाईजान ਇਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ ਸਮੂਥ ਬਾਈ ਸਮੂਥ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ sword ओके करता बस आही करना है जल्दी कर दिस इज हिम लेट्स गो ओवर सेड आई बी केयरफुल आई डोंट रोड ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਬਈ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਚ What 50 भाई वाह की बोली जाते हो गया या 90 पीटी ते एक 5 स्टार पक्का है हाँ 10 हर 10 विश ते एक 4 स्टार पक्का है
Let's light it up! At the frying pan! Boba, get them! Judgment! Off we go! Nice and spicy! You can't run! Let's light it up! Boba, get them! Let's light it up! Out of the frying pan!
सिलेक्टिंग वन जे मैं लूज कर गया अच्छा मतलब जे 50-50 पिटी च मैं जरा वैपन सिलेक्ट कीता नहीं वो मैं नहीं मिलया था अगली पिटी ते मैनू आही मिलेगा फॉर थर्ड टाइम तीजी बार हो तो पहली 2 बार मैनू कोई होर वैपन मिल सकता 90 पिटी ते पर थर्ड बार आही मिलेगा मतलब 270 विश हाँ पर तीजे तो पक्का ही मिलेगा
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
ਤੇ ਤੀਜੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਔਨ ਯੂਰ ਵਿਸ਼
Thank
ਹੈ
you for completing today's commit. Ad Astra Abyssos.
ਹਾਂ ਤੀਜੇ ਤੇ ਪੱਕਾ ਮੈਂ ਫਿਰ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਭਾਈ
Something that catches your eye. Ad Astra Abyssos.
बस सही कह रहा है वजन सही कह रहा तुम ओके वो तो फिर आ गया हूं ना दोबारा करा भाई कराया ना चल करते कुछ नहीं बजा भाई बहुत माड़ी गल है यार इदा होना नहीं चाहिए यार इट्स अ फक्ड अप सिस्टम ओ जड़ा अपना है ही डिफॉल्ट रिशत रिशत वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट करें यार कौन ओदा कोई ना करो एक गल ये होगी स्टोरीज मेरी बद करैक्टर दी भैन निकल ही गए ना
Ad Astra Abyssos. What can I do for you, traveler? Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Is that correct? Now that I think about it, it's been
और
quite
की
some time
भाई
since I last visited
तीजी
those
बार बच
lands.
गया जो मर्जी हालत बची सी
Unfortunately,
ओदी
I don't have any current intel that would be worth sharing with you.
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right? Oh, is that right? Well, it's an honor to meet. The fleet is nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon.
Seems Beidou is the captain of her word.
Of course! There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once.
So you'll be heading off then?
मैं जुत्तियां
Whether the
पहनी है
journey
था
before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement.
ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ
Until
ਭੈਣ
we
ਨੇ
meet
ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ
again,
ਟਰੈਵਲ ਕਰਨਾ
Ad
ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ
Astra
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ
Abyssos.
ਆਪਾਂ ਐਡਵੈਂਚਰ ਦੇ ਐਂਡ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ
It's kind of hard to say
ਫਿਰ
goodbye
ਇਹ
now.
ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋ ਗਏ
We'd like
ਕੈਪਟਨ
to
ਕੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਨਾਜ਼ੂਮਾ
Well,
ਜਾਣਾ
if
ਹੈ
that's
ਤਾਂ
how you
ਕੈਪਟਨ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ
feel,
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ
why
ਉਹਦੇ
not come-
ਮੇਰੇ
So there's
ਕੰਪੀਟੀਸ਼ਨ
another
ਚ ਲੜ
Catherine in Inazuma? See, there's no need to get all sappy.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message,
मैंने
I'll be
तो नहीं
heading back.
पढ़ी वजह
The
नहीं
ship is
कह
currently
रहा
anchored
समझ
off
नहीं
of
आया
Gulyunstone Forest.
Okay, thanks for coming all this way to.
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard.
ਕੁੱਟ ਪੈ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਵਜਨ ਥੋੜੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਚ ਕਾਹਦੀ ਟੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣਾ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਹਰਕਤਾਂ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਜੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਨਾ लड़कियाँ क्रश करती हैं अपन लोगों
You finally made all these years come rain or
गलत
storm.
सही कह रहा
The
तू
Crux
गलत
fleet
सही
has
कह
never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already. Don't look too serious. I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest.
Anchors away!
और की तुषार ने मैसेज पढ़ लिया पर तुषार ने भजन फॉलो नहीं किया आ थर्ड पर्सन के भरावा मैं फार क्राई चला ली थर्ड पर्सन चले मैंने इन्ना अजीब लगे ना जेंशिन की आदत पै गई और की भाई जेंशिन दू वो जेंशिन नहीं पै तुषार दू तेरा फोन स्पीकर से था बाबा वधिया भजन इधर मैं गालू गाली हो जावा बहन लाइक तो कर दे यार सी और लाइव चैट खोल जाए पहुंच गए
Ahoy there.
ahoy ahoy bhai ahoy
So, you finally made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain. And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
Shush!
You can blame your almighty shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need
Because
for
jada
introductions.
vision ji
Their
like ko manna
reputation
hi na
precedes them. Seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's
Oh,
resided
yeah.
on Rito for quite some time now.
Oh,
It wouldn't be
poetry
going
karta
too
jada.
far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good.
हो
Then
गया
if it's
जा
all
जा जा
settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
now you will meet third archon of the story
Now then, first things
archon ਕੀ
first.
ਹੁੰਦਾ ਬਈ
We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
ਅੱਛਾ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਜੀਨ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਦੀ ਆ
Supposed to be
ਨਿੰਗੂਨ ਨਿੰਗੂਨ ਸੀ
keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
ओ वेंटी जोंगली ये भी हो गया ਵੈਂਟੀ ਗੋਡਸ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਹਰੀ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਵਜਾਂਦਾ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਾ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਗੋਡ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੀ
Hello?
ਸੀ
Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh,
ਉਹ
except you must be new.
new here okay.
Excuse me? Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you.
ਆਰਕਨ ਸਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਆਰਕਨ ਭਾਈ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਵੀ ਤਾਕਤਾਂ ਹੈ
Currently, only members of the International Trade Association are authorized to engage in the import and export of goods. Do you have your trader's permits?
ਉਹ ਵੈਂਟੀ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਪੀਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੈਂਟੀ ਉਹ ਹਰੇ ਕੱਪੜਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ
Here are the entry papers for your kind perusal.
What? Take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to retail.
ਦੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਡ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
Where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Sheesh. So it is super strict. Just like
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred as the word suggests. Outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku Decree, and not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement.
Gene acting grandmaster like president of a country. Ningguang.
I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency.
ਹਾਂ ਜੌਂਗਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਚੱਲ ਉਹੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦਾ ਡਰੈਗਨ ਜਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਰਿਆ ਸੀ
The Kanjo Commission.
Kanjo?
ਮਰਿਆ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀਂਦਾ ਹੀ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ
Yes,
ਨਾ ਯਾਦ
one
ਕਰਾ
branch of the Tri Commission of Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
ਇੱਕ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਅੱਛਾ ਉਹ ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਆ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਤੇ ਵਜਨ ਆਰਕੌਨ ਚ ਕੀ ਫਰਕ ਹੈ ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਗੋਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇਹ ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਗੋਡ ਪਰ ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਮਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ
procedures, yes? And
Yes, please.
okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
2 million? For a processing fee? Are you serious?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry, you can trust my math.
ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਜੌਂਗਲੀ ਤੇ ਚੇਲੇ ਜੌਂਗਲੀ ਤੇ ਚੇਲੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ
Paimon wasn't so much questioning your math as...
ਇਹ 7 ਡਰੈਗਨ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਛੁਡਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਵੈਂਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਜੌਂਗਲੀ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ 7 ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ 10 ਸੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟਰਸ ਜੌਂਗਲੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟਰਸ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਗੋਡ ਵੀ ਹੈ
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
ਅਡੈਪਟਾਈ ਜੌਂਗਲੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਨਫਿਊਜ਼ਨ ਭਾਜੀ
Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Thank you ever so much, Monsieur. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle! By all means, bargain the price down!
All right then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
पीस मेंटेन करना करनी है देखना कि वर्ल्ड बैलेंस रहे हाँ प्रोटेक्टर टाइप ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੇ 7 ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟਰ ਖੜੇ 10 ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟਰ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਚ ਇੱਕ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਡਰੈਗਨ ਸੀ ਫਾਈਟ ਵਾਲਾ
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here!
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money. So it becomes a question of how much they can
ताए
make.
7 protectors दे चेले adept आई हैं.
So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all their work.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy. Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done about it. The most that overseas merchants
ਤਾਂ
can do
adept
to
है भी
look
ਤਾਂ
after
ਕਿੰਨੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੱਕ
themselves is
ਜਿੰਦਾ
stick
ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ
together.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਪਾਵਰਾਂ ਹੈ.
That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for out.
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for
ਪਰ
outlanders
ਜੌਂਗ
trying
ਲਈ
to survive in
ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਤੇ ਸੀ
retail.
ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਤੋੜਿਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ.
Essentially, it's an
ਜੌਂਗ ਲਈ
association
ਨੂੰ
devoted to
ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ
both
ਸੀ ਕਿ
commercial
ਉਹਨੇ ਸੇਵ
excellence
ਕਰਨਾ.
and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an outlander in Inazuma.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are outlanders, it's certainly a loft. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe. Huh. I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch? Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Really? Wow, the Rito Fixer is better connected.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it can be done. Connections come at a high price, you understand?
Not you too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora. In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first. I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you...
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Carisio, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Confessions of Outlander go to international.
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs Agency took you for all you're worth, I suppose. Good. That's a relief. You need to be careful.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately.
Yes. Left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come here from overseas.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might restrict our scope of activity. But in and of itself, it doesn't stop us from being able to enjoy a comfortable existence. No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is... those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Oh, of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on Rito, isn't it?
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and that's not the worst of it. They just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes. It used to be Mora, but now it's something called Crystal Marrow.
Crystal Marrow? What's that?
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before either, until the new decree came along. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya
Twitch
in his
followers.
youth. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this crystal marrow. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for crystal marrow drove the price higher and higher. Now there's only one vendor who even has it in stock. We can't get a hold of it anywhere else.
Isn't that what they call a
Monopoly.
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from them because the tax decree forces us to. It's a vicious cycle. The consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profits. And once that happens... We've tried communicating with the Commission directly, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the ever-present roar of thunder. Fontaine, my dear homeland. I miss you an awful lot at the moment.
Sounds awful. They're really bleeding them dry. What do you think we should do?
The vendor does sound like a
Police is the head of the association, and even he hasn't had any luck. Not to mention, we're Outlanders too.
Right. And besides, I think this may well be the fate they've ordained for us.
Okay. Well, we could try tackling the problem by going to the other part.
That vendor. I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea where he sources the stuff.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair. How do we find him? We could go talk to him and see if he lets anything slip.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association and you're new to Rito, he may just let his guard down. If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district.
Got it. Where?
भाईजान आज मैं गॉड ऑफ वॉर खेडी भाई ओए होए एक तो इतनी साफ चले ऊपर मजा आवे खेड के डेंजरस लड़ाई मैप तो दिखाओ मैं केड़ी दुनिया च ओ भाई ये तो दुनिया ही अलग है वो ये सारा मैप खुलना आ जाए इन्ना कर करनी नाइस
I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrivals?
बड़े मजे आए भाई
So, what do you need with me? The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn trade secret. Got it? You know what trade and secret...
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Ha! Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. Kurisu and his associates sent you here to try and plead their case, didn't they? They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable. Not by...
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place. And they ought to be more grateful. If it weren't for me...
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy. Good idea. Let's check back in with him.
चला नहीं बस मतलब आ जड़ा खाली है आ नहीं है जेदे ते कुछ ना कुछ बनया होया आ ही खुलना है इन्ना एरिया है
That was quick.
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
No? Well, by all means, tell me what you need. I'll help. Getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a demand. Oh, that guy? He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he'd collect on the beach just to get by. but he seems to have suddenly
Okay.
shot up in the world recently. I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
Huh. You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association? So he's an Outlander too?
Yes. Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him? That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between Leah and Inazuma. When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of Outlanders that ended up stranded on Rito.
Huh. What a bummer.
The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree, the association members found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet.
So he left the association?
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of gratitude and warmth left in them somewhere.
Really? Is that all you need to know?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way.
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you. Huh? Where's this coming from? Mondstadt? You were talking about... Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back. Oh, my hometown. The home of freedom. How I long to go...
Oh, it's working!
So, trying to play my heartstrings like a liar, are you? I know what you're up to. Huh? What is this? What are you up to?
Just close your eyes already!
You mean... the sound of the ocean? Leah Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Oh, and the sound of the waves. The calls of the merchants. Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the lantern right. Oh, look at them floating up into the sky.
This guy has a really active imagination. Either that or he really does miss
Lee.
Louis, ਹੁਣ ਇਹਦਾ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕੱਟ ਆ ਲੈ ਲੈ
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart can't take it. You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? And I suppose they are far from home, just like me. Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine it's the voice of my hometown. Carried across the... I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that, but I always hide my face and slip away. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them and free myself from this anguish?
Well, no one's stopping you.
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it. I'm not... So I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly benefits, and I'd do whatever they asked of me. And make Mondstadters look like the worst people in the world. All right, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me up inside, and I can't take it anymore.
You ready to talk now?
But I betrayed them. I can't show
You
my face
follow?
there.
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look, you messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off your chest. What's the deal?
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru. Keijiro and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's plain evil gouging them like this.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. It's barely enough for me to live. Evidence. You're right. Without now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same place. It's always made me suspicious. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can...
Really? Well, then there's no time to...
Let us go.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Keijiro! It's him!
After him!
Love or freedom? Which one should I choose? Should I close early? It's not like I'll get any customers.
बहुत बढ़िया भजन.
Ryoko.
Too close! That's too close! He'll notice us for sure! He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little!
मैं तो पाइमोन दिन समझ आती. तो अगली.
Now, who else is behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the Trade Association clique still needs to be brought into line.
नहीं मैंने गाल क्यों नहीं करते थे? वो दौड़े. वो दौड़े.
What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further
वो
away!
दौड़ गई.
Let's catch up a little. Huh? Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seems he disappeared in a blink of an eye. If only we made less noise.
Keijiro! It's him!
उसने देख लिया.
After him!
Oh.
Love or freedom? Which one should I choose? Should I close early? It's not like I'll get any
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little.
Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Oh, but of course, tax collection is difficult work. Should I close early?
Now, who else is behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the Trade Association clique still needs to be brought into line.
He's getting further and further away.
What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us.
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away. Let's catch up a little. He's getting further and further away.
Oh,
Let's catch up a
दीदी.
little.
चीता है वो दे. चल भाई
What
चल.
could he be doing at a place like this?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't it? Why do we...
Don't take a look. अच्छा. चल
Where'd he
investigate.
go? He was right... Whoa, it's boring. Paimon thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here. Yeah,
Let me take a look here. Aha, yes! This is what we're looking for. A clear and complete record of every...
Great! Well, now we have our hard evidence. Let's go tell Carissa the good news,
I'll say goodbye to you here then.
Huh? You aren't gonna...
I need a little more time.
Huh. Poor Werner's a pretty awkward guy. If only we'd made less noise.
But we really don't have anything left. If this keeps up, our sales will come in at a loss. There'll be nothing left for us to do but...
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no excuses. And who are you? Another new member of the association?
It just so happens that we found your little ledger, so now we're here to tell everyone all about how you embezzled crystal marrow to
Not
sell it
yet,
right back
भजन
to the
सवेरे आ जाना
taxpayers.
4:30-5 बजे तक.
Huh? Is this true? You've been swindling us!
Well, you see, the taxes...
Let me take a look at the ledger. Well, would you look at that? Every payment the association has made is right here in your personal ledger. So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have some explaining to do. How...
You think you can use this against me, do you? It's quite obvious that I'm merely trying to earn a modest living for myself, like anyone else.
Word has it that Samurai and the Commission place great importance on reputation and prestige. Though I'm sure Commission members won't blame you once word gets out.
Huh? Is that a threat?
No, not at all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity if an illustrious gentleman such as yourself were to have their reputation.
Well, even if what you say is true, what do you say?
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow in your possession. Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent tax hike, and us merchants could finally have some more breathing room.
Is that it?
Oh, do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden? Fine. In that case...
And not even an ounce of shame.
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now. I've even had to ask my friends to help bail me out. What about my lot?
Come on, Harrison. We've already struck a good deal here.
I'm sick of being pushed around like this. I won't let him off so easily.
Harrison!
Hey, what's all this racket? Does someone dare question the decree?
Ah, Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard just now?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my utmost to lend them a helping hand.
A helping hand? The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our hard-earned wealth. I assure you that Hirage Shinsuke will hit—
Oh, and you dare to utter the Commissioner's name. You outlanders have no seize the merchants. We will resolve this dispute back—
Uh-oh. This is...
Gentlemen, come now. Is there any need for this? If there's a dispute to resolve, let's—
Who are you supposed to be? And why in my right mind would I join you?
Ha! You never heard of the Fixer?
Here's my card.
Huh. You're from the Yashiro Commission.
Shh.
Huh. Well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However powerful the Yashiro Commission may be.
Of course not, of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young... lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the Shogun, would you?
That fan. The Shirasagi Himegimi. I don't need any trouble with her. Okay, let's forget all this.
But, Chief!
Enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. My treat. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma. but I'm sorry your relationship...
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If there's anyone you should be thanking, it's the Traveler. He's the one who found a way to... If nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru will tread a little more carefully in the...
Toa, what was all...
Shh, not here. Too many people listening. Let's move somewhere else.
ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਗੁਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਆ ਲਾਂਤੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਚ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਬਈ ਫੱਟੂ ਨਿਕਲਿਆ ਫੱਟੂ
Corruption seems rife in the Kanjo Commission. They truly are rotten to the core. All right, time for me to answer your questions. What would you like to know? Straight to the point. Let me reintroduce myself. I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island. I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
You've been keeping your true
Shirasagi
identity a
Himegimi?
secret from us this whole time? So, the
Yashiro Commission,
guessing that's another branch of the tri...
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'd go into more detail on what exactly that covers, but I'm not even sure myself. I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known as the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Seems like she must be super famous in Inazuma, given the reaction of those guys just now.
Oh, most definitely. She's graceful, dignified, and kind-hearted, too. The people of Inazuma quite adore Miss Kamisato. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan. I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly seems to attest to that. Take me, for example. I'm just an attendant, and yet she treats me as an equal, as she would a friend. You're asking the right questions. And to be honest, I don't want to keep you in the dark any more than... Firstly, you should know that being a fixer is not something you can fake. I spent the better part of a month tirelessly building up a network of relationships on the island. And I got to know Captain Beto during that time, too.
Still pretty good going for just a month.
Well, maybe I have a slight knack for schmoozery. But the main thing was, I had to make sure I'd be in time to receive you when you arrived. Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from hearing about your feats in Mondstadt and Liyue. So, when Miss Kamisato heard of your intention to come to Inazuma, she began looking forward to your arrival with great anticipation. She's excited to find out whether the rumors are true. That is, that you have what it takes to change the tide of the times.
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, it was you who found the way to turn the situation. Navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. It's just what Miss Kamisato had hoped to see. With your help, even the Vision Hunt decree... That's an unexpected development. Perhaps our sources were misleading. Yes, of course. I completely understand, and as agreed, I shall help set that up for you.
Toma sure didn't put up much of a fight.
Well, my work on Rito is done. So I suppose this is goodbye for... one more thing. This invitation letter is for you. When you get to Narukami Island, you can find me at the Komori Tea House, as per the letter. Good luck with everything.
Not such a bad guy, huh? We should get going. Huh? What's up? Oh, right! Wait, so... did Toma forget that too? Oh, darn it! No wonder he was so matter-of-fact about the whole thing! As soon as we get off Ritu, Paimon's going straight to Komori Tea House! Well, guess we should give it a try. Let's head to the border and...
Off we go!
Okay. और यार उधर ही तो जा रहा है यार। ओके ਹੁਣ ਸਾਰੇ ਟੈਲੀਪੋਰਟ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਖੋਲਾਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਸਿੱਧੇ ਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਜਾਵਾਂ? हो गया कि तेरी रात मतलब मेरे सवेरे जब मैं काम कर दूं यार उठे जाना आउट बोलते हैं इतना तो नहीं ऊपर चढ़ सकता मैं what is the other way then?
Adventure time.
पेड़ पे चढ़ना पाऊँ स्टैचू वाला पेड़ तो अच्छा हूँ इतना करके देखता जब चढ़ गया थे वो इतना तो होना ही तो कट गया बच गए इलेक्ट्रोक्यूलस नहीं बच गया वजन बच गया नहीं कटा
Stop there! Present your travel permits.
Sorry, but we really gotta get to Narukami Island.
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far as you'll get.
As a traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Rito? Are you saying we should go and meet with the Kanjo Commissioner? Guess it can't hurt to try. Even if Paimon has a few choice words to say about his subordinates. Who knows? Maybe he's our biggest fan.
Adventure time!
Halt! This is the Kanjo Commissioner's office. No trespassers.
We're here to see, the Kanjo Commission.
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains Outlanders. Leave now or we'll be forced to...
Ah, wait.
Oh, Commissioner!
These two are honored guests from afar. No need to give them the usual spiel. Come on in. Let's see what we can do for you.
Huh. Did you get all that, mister?
My sincere apologies.
Off we go! Adventure time!
I am Hiragi Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and head of the Hiragi clan. It's an honor to meet you both.
I'm him. Oh.
Nice to meet you, sir. So, the reason we wanted to come and see you was because...
All right, all in good time. Two travelers renowned far and wide have shown up to see me, and I should very much like to make their acquaintance. Let's not limit this to business only.
So what you're saying is, we really are pretty famous, huh?
Absolutely. How many other people in the world have what it takes to knock the wind out of Storm Terror's sails and put the Overlord of the Vortex back under the sea, eh?
Exactly! Paimon thinks you make an excellent point.
And I hear you also foiled a Fatui plot in Liyue Harbor. Even beat one of their harbingers in a duel. Is that true?
Whoa! You heard about that too? Yep.
As I thought.
Yeah, famous.
Something wrong?
No. I'm simply awestruck by you both is all. Rito is greatly honored to have you visit us. One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for helping other people. This makes me wonder whether you...
Oh, sure, no problem. Whatever you need, right?
Excellent. Well then, you must know the Genshin. A flower grows on the mountaintops of Liyue.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before. So, you want us to go back to Liyue?
Yes, bring me 300 Genshin, would you?
Did Paimon hear that wrong?
Too much trouble, is it? Then how about this? We have a few items that need delivering. Perhaps you can help with that?
That sounds much more like it.
709 letters to be precise.
Hey, what gives? How come you don't have people to do that already?
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
What sort of an explanation is that? Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
That's the spirit. Don't keep me waiting too long now.
You're seriously considering taking this job? The terms are ridiculous.
Lucky there, patch. And not the business.
Halt, you two!
Huh? What did we do?
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it in...
A letter? Quick! Let Paimon see! So this means she wants you to secretly meet her at night? But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on? Huh? Have you been up to something behind Paimon's back? Let's ask her tonight and see what she has to say.
Kordani. Famous personality, Bhajan, famous. कित्थे ले जाना भाई कित्थे ले जाना इन्ना उसे
You finally arrived. Allow me to introduce. This is technically the second time we have met. It's a pleasure to see you again.
उसका नाम की है हिरागी चुसाटो.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi clan, all right.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments. And at last, we have the chance to meet.
Is it Paimon, or does something seem a bit off here?
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is... Well, I feared...
Discuss what?
I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more original?
No, you misunderstand me. I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. But there is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Rito. But you are Outlanders. Outlanders seeking to get to Narukami Island. It would be regrettable to let such an opportunity...
Oh, Paimon...
Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my power to help you leave Rito. That is my promise. To be perfectly honest, as long as you remain in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Rito.
Yeah, we figured as much. It was pretty obvious he was just...
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father and a very arrogant-sounding woman just a few days... They seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, it was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respectfully to someone who wasn't the Shogun. We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans to help you off the island. It just so happens that a shipment of goods is... Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. I'm counting on you to deliver my letter.
जो डाके ही बना लिया एरोगेंट वुमेन कौन है भाई ये मेनू
Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been repeatedly requested by the Kanjo Commissioner. We must be certain that they reach Watatsumi Island intact.
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and has ordered that myself and an additional qualified escort be
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort the shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you to trouble yourself with such a matter. And as for this qualified escort...
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father has already asserted that this shipment must arrive on time. I'm certain punishment will be due...
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just that, well, we don't know who this...
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me en route? I'm sure you are all quite familiar. Do you really presume that you can fully guarantee...
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk. They don't stand a chance.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your safety...
Shinojo, you can't really be a...
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve her and...
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential thieves more time to prepare, no?
Yes, my lady.
You heard that there is no time to lose. Okay, no time to lose. Start. उड़ गई ये चिट्ठी चक लेंगे 2 मिनट.
Off we go.
Escort the transport balloon to safety.
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it.
A little taste. That tingle? Huh.
You can't run.
That tingle?
Yeah. What a nuisance. Adventure time. That's gonna hurt in the morning. You can't run.
That tingle?
Keep back.
Freeze!
Oh, balloon भी चलता है, okay.
Judgment.
At the frying pan, it's...
Ultimate है ना तो की करने बेचारे हैं तो इन्हें तो कराने नहीं होना है.
You're toast!
Monster sighted! Prepare to counterattack! Protect Lady Hiragi at all costs!
We'll take care of this! Stay with Chisato!
I got careless.
Let's light it up.
Boba, get them!
मैं छोटे मोटे बंदे थे भजन अल्टीमेट बर्तन नहीं बदल लाते हुए भी तोड़ने पड़े मैंने. बलून उड़ नहीं सकता. वो ये था प्यार
More monsters inbound. Lady Hiragi, stay close.
वो क्रिस्टल जरूरी है भजन. क्रिस्टल जरूरी है. ये तो आप दोबारा लड़ लेंगे ना. वो भाई ये खतरनाक है. देखिए इन्हें तो बटने थी भजन. आप पहला बट लिया. इन्होंने तो हम तोड़ भी देना भजन. सब जगह बट कट गया भजन. कट गया.
Nice and spicy! Boba, get them!
Keep back. Everybody stand back. Lights out.
What?
We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. The road to Narukami Island is just over there. In my letter, I've requested Kamaji to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission. Consider it a token of my appreciation.
My lady.
So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but Shinojo...
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us. I'm sure of it. But who is this Kuma?
I'm not afraid to say that He's the
one you...
Shinojo, did you honestly
What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all. I would never in my wildest dreams.
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If my father catches word of it, I alone will be held accountable.
Yes, of course. As you wish, my lady.
But what will happen if your actions here are discovered, Chisato?
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is sentence me to half a day without food or something.
भाई तुम क्यों हंस रहे
I
हैं?
wish you a safe journey. I'm sure we will meet again.
Bye, Chisato!
अब बेचारे दा कट गया तेनू
Come
हंस आ रहा
now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
All right.
शिनोजो दा भाईजान दिल टूट गया था बेचारे दा कट गया तू ते हंसी जा नहीं नो वे भाईजान
We're finally on our
भाई
own
दिल
way
टूट गया
again. I suppose it's time we find Kuma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Komori Tea House!
हो गया हो गया
Adventure time. Off we go.
Off we go. ये ना की चीज है इधर इन्ना लड़ना चाहिए इन्हें इग्नोर करना ये की चीज है वे हाँ 10 वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट तो दोनों एक्सेप्ट कर लूँगा वो भी ये देख इधर आ गई इग्नोर हाँ भाई enough, right? Ignore.
Off we go.
ਹੁਣੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਆ ਫੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਪੜਿਆ ਬਸ ਲੈ ਵੈਸੇ ਫਰਕ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨੇੜੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਦੂਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਚ ਉਹ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਯੂਜ਼ ਹੋਣਾ मैं तो दूर वाला ही ले गया भाई चलो आगे था
Adventure time. Off we go.
ये नहीं मरते नहीं ये नहीं मरते जोर का झटका है जो मैं क्वेस्ट कर ला है मेन वही करन चला यार वही इतने जा रहे की है उसी जाना है कितने यार होता हूँ करना है यही करना है भाई ये थोड़ी खतरनाक सी जगह लगती है दिन चूक तो ही बोलना जगह जगह ਇਹਦੇ ਉਹ ਰੀਜ਼ਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੋ ਜੇ ਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਡੈਮੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ नहीं है भाई 32 होना 32 हो गया and
Nice and spicy. Judgment. Why you use this word?
Smell of treasure. Strange.
इस गेम सिंपल चीज़ों ने भी नौखा बना देता है ओ इट वाज क्लोज मैं बंदा नहीं बदलना चाहता इतने ओ इट वाज चल ये किन्ना लड़न है मेरा बंदा है हेलो भरावा थल्ले ना उतरी की ओ बोल। ओ भाई जी इन्हें मैनू मार दे और की भाई इन्हें मैनू मार देना इन्हें मैनू मार देना लकी डे दे ला दे तो 2 मिनट ओए 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 बच गए नहीं बचे भाईजान इन्ने टाइम दा जंप ही करन है ग्लाइड दा ऑप्शन ही नहीं हो रही ओ नो ग्लाइडिंग भाईजान ओनली जंपिंग हियर ओ ओ ओ ओके ओके सो नाउ I am no ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਹੀ ਖੜਾ ਹੋਏ ਓਕੇ ਵਜਨ ਇਹ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਭਜਨ ਨੋ ਨੋ Hey big bro, I have some good stuff, thanks. I hope it. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਟਰੈਵਲਰ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੇ मैंने यार बजे नहीं लगता बंदा बदना की हेलो क्लेम तुम्हारी विद इन 30 सेकंड की करना है हाँ भाई इग्नोर चल फिर ये हो गया नहीं था फिर इग्नोर भाई 18 15 12 11 11 10 10 9 8 7 5 4 वो आ गया हाँ कमोडिटी हाउस कितने हैं होता मैं कर भी लिया वाह भी है यार सारे पास है पर्पल ये मैं तेन दसना भजन एक खतरनाक जगह है आ रेजर जिथे भी लेके जाता है मेरी बुंड बुड़ बंदा है जिथे भी मैं आज तक गया है रेजर वाली शक्तियां हों या मैनू रेजर लेके गया होवे मेरी तो मुंडी फटी है उत्ते भाई मैं तेन दसन वजन ये बंदा ठीक नहीं है मैं तेन दसन जो मर्जी है मटीरियल ये बंदा ही ठीक नहीं है ये तो जो ये बिजलियां मारदा ना बड़ियां खतरनाक है जो कोई सामने वाला मारता जिदन मैंने पहली बार मिले मैंने उदन ही पता लग गया ये बंदा थोड़ा जहा ही है पहले दिन ही जाके मैंने लड़वाया ही वो वुल्फ ना ओए हो केड़े पत्तियां दे भाई आ पत्तियां दे ओ नहीं भैया नहीं अपने वालों भी तो बढ़िया है ये बूंद अपनी पाड़ दा सामने हो ते अपने वालों जो खेलो सामने दी पाड़ दा
This should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon means to say is...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Jojo. Good boy. Hi. पानी पी गया चल भाई चलिए अंदर Sit. Good boy.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet up?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about...
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
So you are a kutta
So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had...
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting...
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would...
Oh? What?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Nar...
ओ भाई ये तो चेस्ट का वो है टी बड़ी अब बिचो बीटल जी देती है उन्हें पर भाई हाँ भी लड़ू मैं जो फूड पे ओए ओ बड़ाऊ ये बुक ले चला मैं हाँ भी चलती है Already left, Bhajan, already left. मैं उन्होंने नहीं जाना तुमने कितना लगेगा वही oh this is the statue है 5 प्राइम जम हो मेरे को 3500 प्राइम जम हो गया
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh?
oh
Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
Why did Shogun issue the Vision
Before
Hunt
I
decree?
try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts.
City of Vision?
As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity.
Deity की होंदा भाई?
The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being... oh, I don't...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the... And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
इन्ने नाम आ गए भाईजान इन्ने एक टाइम मैंने कुछ नहीं याद हो पाए फ्लैशबैक
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did some...
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then... and then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
दो नए बंदियां दे दो नेम पार्टी दे कामिसाटो एस्पिरेशंस पाइमोन दूर रास्ते च नहीं निकाल दे मैं भी ऐसे वर्ल्ड क्वेस्ट भी लेने What do you think, Bhaijan, I am doing? What do you think? Alright, so thank goodness you are someone help. Yeah, publishing on a long writing company about to आगे This device has mysterious powers, so that means ignore. वही कर रहे हैं भैया, वही कर रहे हैं. Don't worry, don't worry. Boat who? Oh yeah. What is this? Oh अच्छा मुझे वो नहीं उड़ के दिया करने में. तो मैं इतने आ गया ये ऊपर. यहाँ का शम कर ले. मेरे को लड़ना ही नहीं है. इधर तो सारे खोल गए. हुण मैं इत्थे जाऊंगा, फिर मैं इत्थे जाऊंगा, फिर मैं इत्थे जाऊंगा. उस तो बाद जे इधर तो चले गया तो चल जाऊंगा. चलो भाई, चलो भाई, चलो जा. ओके मौत को टक से छू के वापस आ सकता हूँ भाईजान. एक तो जेड़ा बिच मैनू आ दिखान दे ना भाई या किथे ले आया मैनू भाईजान. इत्थे मैनू लगदा मैनू किसी ने जादू कर देना मेरे भी लेंदा ही जाना. इत्थे मेरे किसी ने जादू कर देना भाईजान. इन्ना चमकन है एरिया. ओ भाई देखता चुड़ैला घूमन रहा बंदा की कर रहा था. मैं ऐसे ज़्यादा चलना ही नहीं है. हेलो सिस्टर लड़ा ना किसी ना यू आर लेट भाई यू आर लेट
Let me amuse myself a little. Oh, now you've got me worked up.
ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਲੜ ਲਿਆ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਲੜਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਬੜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਸ ਕਰਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ
You can't run. The merrier. Resistance shine no longer.
मेरा बंदा जिंदा करो नो रिवाइवल आइटम्स वाओ ये कब हुआ ले भाई हम मेरे को एक सवाल है तेरे लिए हाउ टू गेट रिवाइवल आइटम्स okay I have an idea यार मैं इतना स्मार्ट अब तू कदा घबराना तुम क्यों घबराना भैया मैं बहुत स्मार्ट हाँ आज हूँ तो देखी किंदा Oh भैया I am the smartest person alive sorry alive not alive इतने मारा चुंचड़ा का वो हेलो ओ भैया नहीं था मैं कर चुका ले तेन लादा मैं बेवकूफ़ देख देख तुम तेरे दसन तो पहले ही दिमाग चला लिया मैं
Kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Big brain into infinity version.
Snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind...
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super...
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion. Especially following such a long and... I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. And Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must...
What are your wishes?
They pertain to three whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
ने देखा ऐसे में पानी पानी होगी भैया.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. Then...
I'm sure you'll do great.
चेक तो भी जाओ है कम ते कम दिंदा सारी तनख्वाह है नहीं कोई चल चढ़ा पिल आए थे ऊपर वाला पिल लगा दी मुझे कितने हैं I don't see the way to get up. Okay, so now ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ Oh, I can teleport. ਆਪਣਾ ਨੌਕਰ ਆਇਆ ਕਹਰਾ ਦਾ
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka
Okay.
told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to... The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about.
ਯਾ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨੇ ਵਿਗਿਆਨ ਚ ਉਡਣਾ ਦੇਖੀ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਲਿਆ ਕਰ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ
You must also be here to try and convince Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We will gladly apologize if that's the case.
All we want is to stay. But now we gotta come on.
If you want my opinion, something to do. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then, out of truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it does...
Seems like he's a well-respected...
100% explore करूँगा ऐसे ना तू भी ऐसे ही होना कहीं
So what's made you want to up and leave all of us?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to... True. But that... And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted... I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. Ever since in the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around?
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything... maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought him...
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't...
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interests.
मतलब time is equal to
Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village.
अच्छा उन्हें diary लगाओ जो मारी ना दवा तेन सारे
Looks like Tejima's done. Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to... Today, I helped rescue a kid. who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is... Now that's the kind of info we're looking for! Time to... So this is the Omamori Tejima... interesting. Looking at the color and the but anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. That the soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone... Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the But I have still. It's clear that I was waiting for someone here. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for her. No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing. I think... maybe not. If this is some... Although... what if she were to turn up eventually? Only to find I didn't remember so much as her name. Wouldn't... when I think about it like that... I do feel a How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of empty. I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay. But still... it makes Paimon really... seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose... That certainly explains the state Tejima... At least we were able to help him. Well... according to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryo Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. But why would they take action against one of the... Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand... How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some...
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We heard the commotion and came to see what...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can... This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want... Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would...
To be perfectly honest, I don't... All I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't... To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after... If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If they...
He seems to me... But we better confirm. Let's go round up the... We should be able to follow their tracks.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the...
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and... You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
ये बेचारे नहीं है जिसको खाते रहते हैं जो कितने चढ़ी जल्दी है वो तो जीना
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal. Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck.
So what did you see inside? Was...
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found... I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself but now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal?
You've got a deal! Now show...
Huh? What the...
There's nothing in here but...
Yeah, a lot of them too! And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. Wait, we better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yes. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just get out of...
इतनी दूर कहाँ चले गए हो?
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got, or perhaps, there's something. Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Wait, how did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy you?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started...
So that's how he was getting those emergencies. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people...
Wow. Kurosawa was... And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just...
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of... if you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not... If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answer. Oh, but before you go...
But we didn't buy...
Information is also a kind of... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was...
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword. Let's go talk to
सारी दुनिया घूमनी पड़ी है कितने दौड़ू ओए सही जगह
what are you doing here all by yourself?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything...
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency...
Strange. Is that really the kind of I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told, why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. And this sword was once wielded. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up... What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be... Can you recognize the words?
virtue? Somehow those two words seem to explain taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition, but what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to... And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm equally unable to be bad.
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his... In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition. Fortunately for us, you don't have... Let's go find the next parcel.
जिन्नी बार कहता you don't have a vision patch मुझे लगता है इस सार conquest एंड ही पता लगना कि एक को भी है इतना ही ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪੈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੀ quest ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਐਂਡ ਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਉਹ
Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end.
Maybe, but... Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right...
Hey there! Did something...
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep! We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him. But then we got here and overheard you talking about...
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently. And I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I would... Sensei's name is Domon. A name I'm sure, though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword... And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He says the strangest things over and over. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island.
मैं नहीं जा रहा उत्ते
The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is
going to just...
The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
ऐसा तो कर देंगे यार, इतनी ऊंची ऊपर है, इतनी डरावनी जगह तो ले चले मैंने। फिर टाइम बदलो, एक तो टाइम पर बदलना अंदर जाते हैं, पहला अचीवमेंट ले लो। लेवल 33 हो गया, मेरे रिवॉर्ड तो दो मुझे। मेल का तो पड़ी है ना मैं। वो मैं टाइम कितनी बार बदल सकता ना, कुछ चक्कर था नहीं, मैं कुछ लगा था नहीं। कर बकवास, I'm ready now.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness just now when Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whispering a few names. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panicked. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water.
वो अंकल दौड़ गया।
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. We won't let them get away with it. Come on. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious...
How... Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the question, and what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior?
Anzai, yes, because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever. When we were young, we trained under the same sword master. Studying Meikyo, I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations for me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade, and his... So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the extra...
You're saying he isn't? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sense.
Lady Yai? Is that the same?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai, I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and...
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have...
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstood. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Anyway, you should join us too, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei. We, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui...
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the writings...
इदां ही हुंदा भाई जान इदां ही हुंदा चलिए दा मतलब चलिए नहीं हुंदा जब रिश्तेदार जांदे ओह्दा मतलब हुंदा अद्धा घंटा गल्ला करिए भाई जान इन्हें लिया क्यों नहीं है वाई ਇਹਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ शायद ऑनलाइन लगा क्या ना कट गया कुछ देता मैंने वही ओ ताकता ओ भैया जी हुण किते जाना हेलो अच्छा उत्थे नहीं जाना भाई हुण तो ऊपर जावांगे भाई जन मैं पहली बार गेम खेडना नीचे आता रहा ऑप्शन चढ़ना खाली मेरे को तेनू जितना पहली बार देख के सबको पता लग गया ही ना मैं भी सीख रहा ना यू कांट कलेक्ट से बस ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ਲਈ ਕੰਮ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਉਹ ਚਮਕਦਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਤਾਰਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਟੈਚੂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਕਲੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਦਿਖਿਆ ਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਐਵੇਂ ਭਾਈ ਜਾਨ ਤੂੰ ਬਸ ਜਲੀਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ऊपर जा तो ऊपर ही जा रहे हैं यार ऐ का तो करता ही यार आधे बजे चढ़ गया पहाड़ एडे ऊपर ऊपर चढ़ाते रहते मैनू पहाड़ ते तू कहना ही मैं कलेक्ट कर सकता दिल टूट गया भाई जान यार एक तो इन्हें बुंड पाड़ जेड़ा आप बिचों निकले चल ਇਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ फॉक्स ਤਾਂ ਮੰਨ ਨਹੀਂ माफी चल यार भजन माफ करता तू भी की याद रखें ओ साकुरा बलून Oh, I remember Sakura. Oh, where is this one? Oh, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲਿਆ Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm here. Character material. Sakura bloom character material.
Okay. That's Lady Ai?
No.
No wonder Junya was so excited. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
ਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਸੇਮ ਜੀਆਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਆ ਬਸ ਬਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੰਗ ਤੇ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੰਗ ਹੀ ਬਦਲਦੇ ਇਹ
It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever...
Keep away. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Ai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Ai, it must be a possession. This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any...
But... then did...
yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped...
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Ai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated?
Lady, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the... It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others. Even those of one's closest. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you... Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's...
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Anzai? Did he follow us the whole way?
Anzai, why are there two of you? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of it. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that.
But what if one day... I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake, right? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the... I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in there. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I can... But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and...
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that's sort of...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady...
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to... For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint.
Ooh, Lady Yae seems to have taken a real... She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss
Talk to the Electro Archon whenever you are troubled. Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you...
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to...
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my...
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are...
Thank you both kind. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world, thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of... But I believe that surely you understand what they must... It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to... You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komore Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep...
So, what's the deal with this place anyway?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details and...
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of...
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted...
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret.
In any case, we can talk freely here. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But it was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is...
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island, due to their different... But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree. Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question.
Oh? What would you like to know?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a
you're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenri.
Darn! So they found...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast a By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find...
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better believe me. You're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and... Psst! Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention.
Come on! This way!
What's going on? Can't you see we need to go...
Shh! Quiet! Just sit...
Hey! This isn't right, you know! Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch a... Huh? Hey, wait! You do have a...
Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
All right. Here, take it.
Wise choice.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. This is your fault. You're the one who stepped up.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have...
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to unleash Paimonial... Yeah. Sorry about that.
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it. Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Nagonohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon...
Stop it, Hanji. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the... His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without...
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people seldom...
Master Masakatsu?
Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say. Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan. Awesome! But if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get Miss Kamisato in a whole heap of trouble. So, what about if I join you instead?
Sure, welcome to the team. Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the...
Whoa. Talk about a reliable source. Seems we've got the right...
Not bad, huh? Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry, Mr. Masakatsu. We're on our way.
Time to break him out!
on, this way. As long as we stay quiet, I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. Let's find Master Mus. We should split up. I've got a little present to prepare for Master Muskatsu.
You sure?
Yes, you too.
Out of the frying pan!
You can't run! Let's light it up!
I must withdraw.
Talk about a big door! Seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
Off with everybody, stand!
Show me what you've
Eat
got!
this!
Punishment!
Keep back! Don't hold back! I need to train harder.
Who goes there?
Boba, get them! Nice and spicy!
You can't run!
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength. Boba, get them!
I must withdraw.
Teamwork is street work!
Quick!
Light
Keep back! I dare you! Don't hold back! Get them! Keep back!
Judgment!
You cannot
Nice and
match
spicy.
my bravery! Slash! Quick!
I need to train.
Boba, get them!
You can't run!
I must.
I dare you!
I've been tested.
Let's light it up!
Out of the frying pan!
I've lost!
shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
Teach me a lesson.
Adventure time! You can't
Show
run!
me what you've got.
Booba, get them!
I dare you!
That really hurt! Everybody stand back! You're toast!
Keep back! Show me what you've got. I've been bested. Don't hold back. Train harder. Withdraw.
Nice and spicy. Yeah.
Let's light it up! Adventure time! Off we go! Judgment! Keep back! Adventure time! We go! Adventure time!
Shh! Quick! Hide! That must be Master Masakatsu.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us?
Locking you up was just the beginning.
Oh no! Those Tenryou Commission fruits are too—
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Hey, Mia! When did you get back here?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu or—
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ma'am.
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Huh? Who's that? That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also unworthy of the Tenryo Commission itself.
Yes, ma'am.
Paimon sure wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move while they aren't watching Master Masakatsu.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right time?
Who is that? Quick, go and invest—
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my—
Fireworks!
Huh? Was that an explosion?
It sounded like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry!
The fireworks were enough to distract them.
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you know. I was particularly proud of this batch.
Yoimiya, this is—
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
Look, the coast is clear. Now's our chance.
Yoimiya.
Master Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long.
Come on! We've got no time to lose! They could be Oh.
Yes. Leave. Before I let my judgment get the better. He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right back.
Well... You can bet we'll do all we can to keep...
Leave this place.
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Yes.
Master Masakatsu, how do you...
Don't worry. I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling up.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks once this...
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him. Right, Kujasara. Do you think she was making up for how the guards were treating him? It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryo Commission. Though Paimon would never agree with their action. How about we go tell Ayaka...
I see. So Kujo-Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still has some honor to her. I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some information.
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo-Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. She obeys. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. This is why, if our true motives were ever divulged, she would act against us without a second.
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu's release is an We are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done... You're turning out to be even more reliable than we expected.
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time, but if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt decree, it is time we make ready our next set of...
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have we rescued Master Masakatsu, but our list of allies appear... yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making preparations for a celebration. And the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be more peaceful than usual.
A ceremony, you say? Why would such a task...
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparations, we should have a little more breathing room than usual.
You do present a good... Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Perhaps a period of rest is in order. Toma, what would you...
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an... funny enough...
A hotbot game? What's that? Well...
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Once the meal begins, then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the... Don't you think it sounds...
You really do? Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Let's see what we've got here. Fresh fish for... Nice! You can't go wrong with these! Paimon never thought we'd be the only ones to actually put anything edible into the... This was possibly the scariest looking hot pot Paimon's ever seen.
You can say that again. But hey, at least I got the most points. Oh.
I'm afraid it's your own fault for adding all those strange ingredients, Toma. The soup flavor wasn't quite the same afterwards. Even with the Traveler's normal ingredients, I still couldn't guess any of them correctly.
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? I think the Traveler ended up eating one. Boiling cakes in hot pot? Ugh.
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought the cakes...
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not... I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn.
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the God of Hot Pot's blessing. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first time around. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. So without further ado...
Oh, bruh.
Good effort, team. Another important job taken care of. Next on the agenda, some well-earned rest and relaxation.
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as Toma claimed, and with the extra time, there are...
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori Tea House, and the downtime is hard to come by these days, so I'll tidy things up here and...
There's gonna be a sequel?
Sure, why not? We should play again.
Bye, Toma! Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori Tea House for a...
Adventure time!
Where do we go from here? What's the plan?
Traveler, Paimon, hold on.
Huh? Ayaka?
Something has come up, and I would like to request, but you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro Commission or the Kamisato clan.
Individual request?
Correct. It concerns my... This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, you are... A few days ago, I was sorting through some old family belongings when she wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was a name. It is one that I have never heard before, so...
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my brother and I are familiar with... So... I am very curious about this mysterious individual. I would very much like to meet them. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki. This seems to have been someone very important to my mother. Someone with a lot of personality.
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to do? Do you need us to find her for you?
No. Her address is given in the notebook. We can head straight there. I wanted you to assist me with the preparation. Please keep everything I have told you in strict... The proper course of action would be to involve my brother and visit her together. But he is terribly busy at present, and... On a more selfish note, I don't wish to involve anybody else from Inazuma. Exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people. Not to mention trustworthy. I would not feel comfortable with anyone else in this situation.
You can count on us! We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to help. In terms of payment, just treat us to some delicious food.
Wonderful! In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show you both around.
Oh, we don't mind. We don't mind at all. Do we?
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Textiles and Kimonos is...
Alright, sounds good. It's a festival promotion. Hey, speaking of, we haven't been anywhere fun since we arrived.
No! What made you think that? Festivals are a common occurrence here. Each season brings its own festival, and each festival, in turn, brings a fresh... So, while festivals are undoubtedly joyous and lively occasions, for us, they are also a cause for concern. Oh, my apologies. I should stop thinking about work. This is hardly relevant to the matter at hand. This store here is the...
Oh, so you weren't checking out the promotion?
Welcome. I have all the latest styles. Please take a look. Oh, it's Miss Kamisato, with guests from overseas. Welcome to
Oh, greetings to you too. I have a design here for a garment. Would you be so...
Oh, Ayaka came prepared.
Let me see. This... Oh, it's a very... Miss Kamisato, you'd like us to make a kimono following this...
Please, if you could.
I'm honored that you'd choose Ogura Textiles and Kimonos for your tailoring needs. However, based on the design, this kind of kimono would require silk made from the silk flower. The majority of Inazuma's silk is imported from Liyue Harbor, but as you well know, Inazuma's Inazuma is currently... In all honesty, the impact on the textiles industry has been quite significant. We're struggling to import high-grade fabrics. So much of our tailoring business has been put on hold indefinitely. But of course, where our customers are able to provide the fabric...
So you're saying we need to go and buy some silk?
If even Ogura Textiles and Kimonos can't get a hold of high-grade fabric...
You could try the International Trade Association. They are a little better connected than we are. After all, the association brings together... The only thing is their prices. They're not the cheapest. In times like these, though, we're lucky to even have an option of getting a hold of the things we want in the first place.
Huh. So even just getting clothes made is an ordeal in Inazuma. Wait, the International Trade Association? That's Kurisu's thing, right? We haven't been to Rito in a while.
It looks like that will be our... Thank you ever so much. We will be back once we've acquired... Oh, in the meantime, I have one other...
Why is she being so secretive?
Much obliged.
My pleasure, Miss Kamisa. Honestly, I'm just as excited as you to see the end product. We haven't made a silk kimono for the longest time now.
That's very kind. Traveler Paimon, let's try our luck at the end...
Adventure time!
This is it. The International Trade Association.
Okay then, we need to talk to Kurisu, right? Huh, doesn't look like he's here. Let's look around.
Looks like we found... Mr. Kurisu, are you alright?
Oh, you're Miss Ayaka from the...
Better than you, it appears.
And if it isn't the Traveler, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks again for your help last time. The association is back in business, and...
That's great, but, why were you staring into space?
Well, it's embarrassing to admit, but some of the association's goods have been stolen.
Which goods were stolen?
It was a batch of high-grade... We imported a big batch of silk from Liyue several years ago. Recently, we heard that clothing stores in the city have more or less sold all their silk stocks. So we figured now would be a good time to bring our batch out of storage. The vagrants swiped the whole batch, then disappeared into the woods. Well, as you know, they don't think much of foreign merchants like us.
Well, I also take issue with aspects of the Kanjo Commission's operational methods. Please remember, Mr. Kurisu, that while you are here in Inazuma, you should be careful with your words.
My apologies. I had to let off some steam. Anyway, there doesn't seem to be much we can do ourselves to get our good... Perhaps I'm...
I am afraid I can't intervene in an official capacity, but I can...
Of course, I would never...
Huh? Yes, acting in my own capacity, mind you. Even then, there is no escaping the fact that my every action and word will be seen. I do so not without reservation, so I hope that you will treat this. That aside, as I'm sure you're aware, I'm afraid that given your position and that of the International Trade Association, please try to exercise more caution.
We will. We certainly... But, are you sure? What if someone high up in the
Very humorous. Let's not forget that I am the eldest daughter of the Kamisato clan. I would be very surprised indeed if anybody in the Kanjo Commission felt that I was accountable to them for my actions.
Whoa, that sent shivers down Paimon's spine! Does
Mr. Kurisu, I need to know the exact time and location of the theft, and anything—
Thank you so much.
Everyone, please follow me to the scene of the crime.
All right.
Here we are. This is where we were robbed.
Hey, look on the ground! What are those?
Huh? Footprints. Very deep ones at that. Leading towards the forest.
Presumably the depth suggests that they were carrying something heavy.
Let's see where they lead.
Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! I call treasure. Adventure time. Off we go. Keep back. Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! Adventure time!
Lucky day!
You can't run!
My blade!
Let's light it up!
Keep back! I got careless. That tingle?
I'm going in!
Eat this!
Finally, to the fairy?
Let's light it up! It's a miracle! we go! Adventure time! Off we go!
Stop, thief!
You think you can get your stuff back with this bunch? You must...
Why, you better hope you have the courage of your
Why wouldn't I, old man? Answer me this. You're one of those Outlander merchants, right? You trade association types are worms. Coming over to our land, leeching off our people. Who's gonna leap to your defense, huh? Tell me, who's gonna... Look at that. Face it. This is Inazuma. You've got no ties here. You're at the bottom of the pile.
You are despicable.
Hey! I just had an idea. Since you came all this way...
Business?
Pay up. And you can take your fabric back. Sound good? If you ask me, it beats walking out of here with black...
Wait. Mr. Kurisu, please do not pay any...
But...
I trust you remember our agreement? If you keep your lips firmly sealed, I too shall
Oh, yes, of course.
Then please stand well back where it is safe. Now.
Let's get down to business. Boom!
You can't run! Whirling snow!
To the fairy.
Want a taste of mine?
Let's get down to business.
My apologies!
My plan. Hey. How's this?
Let's light it up!
That tingle?
Take flight!
Boba, get them!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Kamisato art! Sumetsu!
Well, that's resolved then.
No, please, It was nothing.
Miss Kamisato! Traveler!
Don't worry, we're fine. The vagrants left in quite a hurry. It would seem they didn't have time to take anything with them. I believe your stolen goods should all be here.
Thank you.
You'd best do a count.
6, 8...
Great! Now we can...
Buy silk? You mean you need some of this?
This was indeed our intent.
Don't get us wrong, though. That's not the reason we helped you out. Even if it were just a few carrots or cabbages, chances are we still would have... Paimon thinks we're pretty lucky. If we arrived any later, our chances of getting...
I honestly can't thank you all enough. Please, say no more. You need silk? I'll pick out a piece for you right away.
Thank you, good sir.
Oh, it's free of charge. I could never ask you to pay after
No, that will never do. Things cost what they cost, and what they cost is merchants already have enough challenges to deal with. And as Paimon explained, my help was unconditional. Please, sell your wares to me at the price you would sell them to. There is nothing to feel distressed about, because nothing, I repeat, nothing happened here in these woods today, did it?
Thank you. I don't think I could ever repay you. You have helped. I'm afraid we must part ways. I must get these goods back to the association. If you ever need
Very well. And thank you for the
See you then! Bye! Safe journey home!
Traveler, Thank you for stepping in to help out.
But how come those vagrants didn't seem to know who you were? They must move in completely different circles. Maybe they've never seen...
Perhaps. Either way, I'm glad they didn't recognize me.
It's not every day an important person like you helps out someone like Kurisu. It really shows what...
Oh, your praise is quite unwarranted. I merely did what anyone... I admit that it did feel strange for me to come to his aid. But this should have nothing to do with identity or social class. As far as I'm concerned, I guess that deep down, I don't see how a society can be considered just. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Right. Let's head back to Ogura Textiles and Kimonos and give our...
Okay!
Adventure time!
Hey there, we're back!
Welcome back! So, any luck at the International Trade Association?
Yes, they did. Here.
Excellent news! So, apart from the silk, I think everything else I need I've got in store already. I just need to go and take stock of our materials. It won't take me a moment.
They better all be there!
I do hope nothing else is missing. Traveler, on the subject of garments, I've been meaning to acquire... It's just... I wasn't sure how you'd feel about the idea of dressing in Inazuman attire. Oh? Are you sure? Is that so? Impressive. So travelers of your stature hold themselves to a dress code, as well as...
More like when you're away from home, you've gotta live by certain rules. But Paimon would still love to check out some Inazuman outfits. Just what is that supposed to mean? They make them in whatever size the customer...
Your interactions are so adorable to watch. I can certainly find someone to tailor a Paimon-size outfit if Paimon so wishes. Well, if you're sure... Something else I've been wondering is... How do people in other nations dress?
It's so true. People dress it. Some people like to wear a hood, some cover up half their face with a mask, some just straight up dress like a peacock. Oh, and some have their tummy on show. Others wear skin-tight leotards and leggings. If you can imagine it, Paimon guarantees...
Really? So there is no single standard and people just dress how... So fascinating.
Wait! So you want to dress like a peacock?
No, of course not. I just mean... I admire those who are able... I would very much like to travel across the 7 nations and see how people live.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've checked my...
Thank you. Is there any...
Fortunately not. I have all the materials I need. As for the size, would you like me to go by the dimensions given on the design?
Yes, please.
Understood. I'll get to work shortly.
Here you go. Is it possible?
Well, luckily, we don't have any other urgents at the moment, so I can begin work right away. It will still take me some time, though, so until then, I'm sure you'll find somewhere nearby.
Good idea! Let's check out the whole area!
There will be no loose ends while you're in my company. I already... For our next stop, I'd like to take you both for...
Food? Oh, Paimon likes this plan.
I picked the venue especially for you. A humble local eatery. I thought that the relaxed atmosphere there would suit our day much better than the prohibitively formal one of a... Shall we head off?
Yep, yep.